For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heedy Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into a Celebration Wednesday. How about your Angels? Yeah. You know what? If this was an in-season tournament, crown our asses, baby. Crown our asses. No more. 6-0. Fuck yeah. Okay, so a frustrating season. We've gone through this. Fans have been checking out, checking in. It's been a whirlwind, up and down roller coaster ride for your Angels. But guess what? None of that matters tonight, nor did it matter last night or the night before that. And prior to the series we played. Why? Because we're 6-0 against the Dodgers. And you know what? Dodger fans are going to come back with, oh, this is your World Series. Yes, like we said last night, we're rebuilding. We're doing something that's taking forever to get back to relevancy. We're not in the postseason playoff talk at all, although they're trying to do so on FanDuel. Dude, you're the current world champions. It's not like you could have a 13-game lead. You had a 9-game lead. Maybe with a 9-game lead, you could put your nose in the air as you Beverly Hill wannabe Dodger fans and fake-ass transplant fans and Shohei fans. All you bandwagoners can say, oh, we have a 9-game lead. These games don't matter. But no, you don't have a lead no more. We put your ass in second place, baby. You're in second place. You're now looking up to the Padres. And chances are they're not slowing down. And man, oh man, I wish we had a couple more series with your sorry-ass wannabe billion-dollar team. Oh my God. I've said it before. I'm taking shots now. I respect the Dodgers organization, but I hate most of their fans, and I hate most of their players. And guess what? I love seeing Shohei get his ass struck out 3 times. But Todd, Trout struck out 3 times too. Yeah, but when he needed to come through with a big walk, he came through with a big walk. Although he was thrown out at third base, close play. We're going to get into that. All I know is I'm celebrating with you. Why? Because we're for the fans, by the fans, by the fans, for the fans. I couldn't make it to the game tonight. 3rd night in a row. Work was kicking my ass. I actually work for a living, don't live in my mom's basement. And I have to freaking put food on the table, right? Worked 13 hours today. Had to sell the tickets and to an Angel fan, luckily. But man, oh man, I wish I was there tonight. I wanted to be there high-fiving everybody because we actually go to games. I have proof of all the games I go to. I'm not like Locked On Cox Locked On. We are there for you because this is organic, baby. Everyone that's part of this page is a true Angel fan, always coming through in the comments. And believe me, I will read and get into everyone's comments like I normally do. But man, I am so happy. I hope you're happy as well. This was a great series. And you know what? I disagree with Wayne and Gooby a lot. But tonight, when they said this was one for the ages, when they said this series was epic, when they said this series was playoff baseball-esque, I can't disagree. And I will say this to all the young kids in TikTok, when all the kids in YouTube or whatever that are grown up now that have seen no playoff baseball because maybe they were born around that time the Angels were going to the playoffs. I will say this. This is circa 2002 to 2009. Never give up, never surrender. We're going to play to the last out. Our pitcher might suck in the beginning, but the bullpen will pick us up. Someone's going to come through with a clutch hit. We're going to keep just biting at the ankle of the team to come back into the game. Nibble by nibble, get your ass back in the game. And look what happened, man. And if you don't think Neto wants this series and wants to beat the Dodgers like he did in the last series, MVP, if you're going to give one for both series, Zach fucking Neto. Not only defensively, but just hitting, leadership-wise. I mean, he's all over the field, dude. There's no way in hell if you take Neto out of the lineup in any one of these games do we win the game he sits out. There's no way. We drop every one that he sits out. He is El Capitan. I loved his performance tonight. Tendenzio's great catch was amazing. We're going to get into all that. But first, we're going to talk about the Angels going 6-5 winners, come from behind style against Los Doyers of Brooklyn of stolen land of Chavez Ravine. Man, oh man, oh man. I thought, again, as watching this team play all year, usually they laid down or they did last year. They laid down every time they fell behind like this. This year, they've been showing more and more signs of, okay, we're not out of it. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep nibbling. We're going to keep pressuring. And tonight, hats off to them. They did their thing. Tip of the cap. They played great tonight. And again, if you got to look at one thing, the Dodgers pitching, dude. Again, I thought Ohtani really wanted this victory. He really wanted to pitch 5 innings. No other start before this was even, pushed to 5 innings, number one. And number two, his pitch count was usually at 60. I think he went over that. I think he did. He threw 80. You could tell he desperately wanted to get a win against his old team, and he couldn't get it. And I love it. I love it. Even my girl, Steve Elise, was like, well, can he lose the game? I said, no, he's only responsible for the tying run. He's not responsible when he left the game for the go-ahead run on base. So, wow, Burke wins it in relief. And again, hats off to another unsung hero in Brock Burke. He's been pitching his ass off. That is now his 5th win or 6th win, I should say, in relief. He's 6-1. He lowers his ERA down to 2.82. Chafin was a bit disappointing again. Got into a jam, but got out of it. Reed Detmers did all right. And Kelly Jansen did Jansen things. He almost slipped up to Betts, but luckily kept the ball in play. Zephyr John was a bit of a mess, but he got through it. Hendricks was Hendricks. But as far as the game went tonight, or let me finish out the box score, Zach Neto, 2 RBIs. That one big RBI double was amazing. Again, great turnaround plays over there at shortstop. Shonowell, I thought, got robbed a couple times with some pitches by the umpiring. Once again, C.D. Buckner wasn't good behind the plate. Erratic strike zone, especially low in the zone. But he did get a walk tonight, so he got on base. Again, 4 walks for the Angels. You had Mike Trout, 3 strikeouts, but he got the walk. I'll give him that, but still, stop with the fucking strikeouts. Taylor Ward got 2 runs scored, 1 RBI. He had 2 walks, including the home run. Minkata got a hit and a run scored. Christian Moore had he had a nice bunt, but it was a little bit too close to the pitcher. You got to if you're going to bunt to the right, it's got to be on the line, but I'm still good with the call. It was a bang play at third base. You had Adele go 1 for 4. You had Renifo probably had one of the worst nights tonight, 0 for 3. He did get a sacrifice fly for an RBI, and he had 3 strikeouts. Ohapi, 2 for 4 tonight. The big 2-run single in the 8th inning was huge. Tendenzio, 2 big hits tonight, a run scored, but a very dumb mistake by getting caught stealing. There was no need for that. And I felt, man, he could have ran us out of the game right there. But kudos again to the Angels for keeping themselves in this game, not letting shit like that would normally have them putting their heads in the sand like an ostrich and just forgetting about the rest of the world. They hung in there and played out the rest of the game. Betts would start the scoring off with a single. Ohtani would score after Ohtani led off the game with a triple. Smith would then homer Betts in to make it 3-0. You're thinking, crap, the Dodgers are probably going to mollywop the Angels tonight and make fun of them, but it didn't happen. In the 2nd inning, Ward would homer to get a run right back. Renifo would hit a sacrifice fly to score Minkata after Minkata had a very nice double. That would score a run right there to make it 3-2. Then Betts would come through in the fourth inning again. He singled to right. Cal scored. Ohtani to second. Freeland to third. And then Smith would walk free on with the bases loaded to make it 5-2. That pitch by Zephyr John wasn't even close. And then Neto came up in the bottom of the fifth inning with 2 men on. Tendencio and Ohapi both scored on a double that got down the line, got into that little funky ricochet in left field next to the pole. And then, of course, Ohapi comes up after Renifo had struck out. They tried the bunt to have second and third over there with only 1 out. But a nice play by Freeman and an even nicer catch by Betts to hold the runner or to get Trout by a half step. That would make it second and third. And then they got the walk with Ward. And then Ohapi came up and got that big hit. So, man, oh, man, oh, man. And then Jansen in the ninth, like I said, 1, 2, 3, not the conventional way, but damn. What a victory tonight for your Halos. Oh my God. Still processing this one. This is what happens when you come on right after the game, as we do on the Halos in the Infield post-game show. Again, if you miss any of the episodes ever on the lives, you can always catch the replay on YouTube. So just go to the live icon and you can see the replay. So I have to remind you guys of that. San Diego won tonight. So the Dodgers are officially out of first place. That makes it even better. So not only do we sweep those assholes again, we take them right out of first place. So Baldwin kicks it off. Well, actually, let me give you the stars of the game first before I get into the comments, because I'm going to get into all of them. I'm going to be flipping back and forth between yours over there on TikTok. So if you've posted, I'll read it unless it's a double or unless it's a conversation between people. That's usually what we do. So with the Angels winning, who gets the golden Stamos tonight? The golden Stamos has to go to Logan Ohapi tonight. Logan Ohapi's 2-run single in the 8th inning, down 5-4, was super duper clutch. His average has been falling since before the All-Star break. It was at 280. It's down to 234, but he didn't care. 2-2 pitch, and he squared it up and just went with it, put it in the left center field. That scored 2 runs. Moore had just enough juice in them legs to get home and score the go-ahead run. Honorable mention for player of the game is Bryce Tendencio. He made such a great catch at the wall. It would have been 7-4 Dodgers had he not robbed that 2-run home run. Now, who gets Nacho night?
For the worst performance of the night. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
You had 3 Dodgers with 3 strikeouts. So 3 hat tricks, 1 by Ohtani, 1 by Teoscar Hernandez, 3 for Freeland. You could give it to Ohtani, and just because I'm going to be petty, yes, Ohtani gets Nacho night, 4 1/3 pitching, 4 runs, 5 hits, all earned, 7 strikeouts, allowed a run. 50 of his 80 strikes, 50 of his strikes out of 80 is a pretty good number. But fuck you, Ohtani. So that's why I give it to him. Salute to you, Skull Kid. Angels win. Angels win. One more Stukas. Let's get it going into the comments after this Stukas. So I want to know what I saw right here. What do you call it? You have, what is that right there? You have the comment right here saying that spot on by whatever Jansen said. I didn't see the post-game comment, so if you could fill me in right there, that'd be great. The Angels won tonight, of course, and we got to tell the Dodger fans.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
Midapi says, Shohei who? Tomas says, let's go, baby. Spritz o'clock. I'll play that in a minute, Mateo. First, I have to go back over here to let's see, where is it? I'm gonna go up to some of these TikToks here and run through them real quick. Everyone jumping in. Let's go, Angels. Locals Detailing says right there. Ruben says, sweep the Doyers. Love it. Reza says, love winning. Also, I love this team so much. They play super hard. Get us some goddamn starting pitching. Also, Jesse says, that's right. Bandwagon fans. Chewy says, hi. Also, Freeway Series champs. Rally Halo says, this is my World Series. Aaron says, also, amen. I love it that you can't stand with the fans either, or I'm in the stands with you either. Also, thank you all so much for the Angels. You guys are always be my AL team, which Sandy is a Padre fan. Why did I leave the Angels? Misa says. Dodgers fans fight their own fans at Angels Stadium. If you saw some of those videos, Angels, my second favorite team. Thank you. More Padre fans jumping in. Also, who's your favorite Angels Twitter user? Aaron says, I'm not sure. I really it's us, really. I have a Halos and Infield Twitter, and that's all we do. This is our Super Bowl. Thank you, Angels. George says. Also, I hope the Padres get to the World Series myself. So we're your fans as well. Gotta play Randy Newman's I Love LA. Angel fans, Matty V is not one of your announcers anymore. Give Neto that blank check yesterday. Tendenzio's catch was amazing. Thank you all from Padres fans. Corey says, you think Angels have a wild card spot? No. Aaron says, Neto is the biggest dog I've seen on the team in a long time. Amen to that. That dude rocks. Why can't we play like this every series is the question we ask on the nightly on this show. Also, wild card isn't impossible. It's not impossible, but it's not likely. Olivia says, let's go Halos. Halo gang, Carlos says. Neto, Shaunawill, Ward, Trout, Moore, Adele, Renifo, Ohapi, Tendenzio, all draft picks. Man, we can never lose against the Dodgers, Junkyard says. That strike 3 to Ohtani was terrible, but I wasn't complaining. Also, enjoy your celebration, you guys. Still not champs. There we go. There's the Dodger fans. Alex says, woohoo, Angels won the World Series. Also, time to let the kids play. Hendricks, yeah, I say go with the young pitchers right there. Dodgers fans are so lucky they won't see Halos in the World Series, Ryan says. Also, Paisa says, oh, Hoppy, I love you. Can't wait to add your bobblehead to my collection. Yeah, I can't wait to see that one either. Trout is still playing. Yes, he is. Dodgers might miss the playoffs. That sure is. Thank you from San Diego. Another one. Morrow says, how the fuck did the Angels pull that off? I stopped watching when it was 5-2. He should have kept it on. Swept them and took them out of first place. Ohtani didn't get the W today. Was a good day. We run LA. Also, Freeman was being kind of a piece of shit when the way he pushed the Angels player arm out of the dugout. He was a piece of shit, but did you see Ohtani get the glove to the face? Fuck you, Ohtani. Also, Dodgers can't talk bad about the Angels. Also, all of a sudden, Angels fans coming out of the blue. We've been here all year. Takeover 420. How'd you enjoy the males, baby? Oh no, what happened? Yes, Paisa. Let's let our boy right there Takeover get a little more of this.
Oh no. What happened? Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
Hell yeah. Now let's get over here to YouTube. Baldwin says Tedesco is our center fielder. I forgive him for that out at third. That was terrible, but man, that catch was damn clutch. Also, bring out the baby oil. Dodgers should convert into a pickle squad. Screw LA. Eric says it's called a winning streak. Let's go, baby. Baldwin says Ohtani Winfrey gets the nachos. How sweet it is. Mateo says, and me love you long time.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played. And the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny. And me love you long time.
Thanks, Roger. Also, damn, Mateo, stop spritzing. F the Doyers. Josh says Bryce T for the Stamos. He gets an honorable mention. I still think O'Hoppy's hit was clear. Do we make the playoffs? No. She's 6 wins against us and still aren't even a 500 team. You shouldn't be worrying about us, Dodger fans. You should be worrying about the Padres, second place team. Nolan's little shove on Ohtani was the icing on the cake, made him look like a bootlicking house man. Yeah, dude, I did not like that, but hey, again, we shoved the traitor in the face. That's for sure.
Call me a bootlicking house man all you want. I don't give a damn.
Tyler says, D's nuts, baby. D's nuts in your face. That's what he was saying. Where is it? Right there.
These
Yes.
nuts. Got him. Got him.
Todd is a tap dancing. Gavin's yummy tasting nuts. You see him yesterday with his helmet nachos on. He's a dumbass. He goes to one game, gets a helmet nachos, and thinks that's a thing. My God.
Everybody, my name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut? If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area. Spent not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 years covering UCLA sports, specifically with the Daily Bruin, writing articles, conducting interviews, all that good stuff. Crack into a good source of protein with how about a yummy tasting nut? I love the nut. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Had me fired up.
Man, that guy's got a nut problem. Man, the Angels won tonight. Let me catch up back up here. How sweep it is. Let's see. You got Nolan's. I got that one right there. Let's see. Todd is tap dancing. Got that one. Hell yes. Clean sweep of the Dodgers. We're so back. Ohtani isn't traitor. Your owner is pathetic. That's both are right. DGG. Our owner is pathetic, but Ohtani is a traitor. Let's just call a spade a spade. And did you know he bought land from Hawaiians who lost everything, and he's trying to screw them over? 41 games to go. Need to go 30-11. Yeah, it's not happening. Please play Oh No Voice, but again, I missed it. All right, I'll play it one more time because fans rule this show, baby.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
By the way, Josh says, I told you guys that we would knock around Yamamoto and Ohtani. And I have to give Josh his due. He was damn right. Mo says, fuck yeah, they're scrubs. Ohtani bets all of them. I don't know about that, but yeah. Light that baby up, sweep. What a catch right there. Wilbur says, sweep, baby. Francisco says, light that baby up. Matt, I already know your voice. He's like, let's fucking go. Also says, we could play like this against other teams not named the Dodgers, we'd be World Series bound. Rally Chris says, Yankees lost, so we're only 5 games out. Jesus says, time to get the shit face already drunk tonight. Go Halos. Vote for Bond says, every time I see a Dodger highlight, it's like Ohtani pitches 5 strong, gets 7 strikeouts, and hit a triple for the first time since Tungsten, Arm, or Doyle as the Dodgers lose 6-5. Tyler says, watch the A's kick us around. And that could happen. Who knows? Skull Kid says, yes. Also, let's go Halos. Trout needs to move down the lineup. We've been saying that for a while, Mike. We've been really saying that. I want him to hit 6 or 7. Another thank you from the Padres. We're getting a lot of Padres thank you here. Christian says, thank you. Everyone's saying thank you as Padre fans. Love it. Love it. I cannot understand why the Angels are not called Anaheim Angels, period. Giancarlo, if you're not an Angels fan, that's all on the owner. That's not the fans. Fans never wanted it, still don't want it. Tonio says, thank you, Angels. Now time for my bullpen to throw some heat. Todd's thong is calling the removal from his drawer. All who agree, give me a hell yeah. No, I'm not busting out the thong again. Drink up, children. We took down the billion-dollar behemoth, Stukas. Ambush says sweep. Eric Ward says let's fucking go. Pacific Coast Leaguer says, Enjoyer says also the Ohapi slander has to stop. I see a lot of trash talking in Ohapi everywhere, and people want to replace him with a defensive catcher. If we didn't give up on Adele, we do not give up on Logan as well. Now, here's the thing, Pacific Coast. He has to start playing better. If you watch the game, he got crossed up in this series 6 or 7 times. Whether it's him calling the wrong pitches, whether it's him not hearing the right calls, whatever it was, he got crossed up a lot. That needs to change. He also needs to start throwing out guys. He needs to bring the batting average up. And he needs to not be such a big strikeout. Now, has he gotten better in this series? Yes. So that is something to put your hat on, hang your hat on, feel a little bit better. But I agree. I want the slander to stop on all of our players. I want Mike Trout to stop striking out against fastballs and mediocre ones at that. If he's striking out against 101 mile per hour, 98 mile per hour, okay. But if he's been striking out on 91 to 94 mile per hour fastballs, there's a big difference. So in all actuality, I want this dude to get better. I want all these guys to have success because, again, this team can be much better if Trout was in there hitting the way we know he's got to stay. B Don says Adele's got to stay. Also, Trout's got to move down the order. We all are in agree with that. All I need is to take 2 out of 3 from my Padres. Padres going to be big fans of them here coming up here soon. Victor says Dodger fans are quiet at the stadium. Also, stick it Petros and money. Yeah, fuck Petros and money. Again, I hate Petros because his annoying ass voice, and money was always like he was supposed to be biased when he was on K-Rock back in the day. I know money. I know him personally. And that dude was an Angels fan back in the day, circa 2002. All of a sudden, he turned into an arrogant prick over there at K-Rock, and he went over to Fox Sports Radio, got that gig, and then wound up going with Petros, and it's Petros and money. He turned into a bootlicking houseman Dodger fan. That guy was an Angel fan before. I have no respect for money, dude. No respect for that guy. Francisco says Los Angeles Lawyers lose. Joshua says, fuck yeah, we won. Skull Kid says 6-0 versus the Dodgers. Patrick says Orange County takes the Freeway Series. Hell yeah. Richard says, how sweep it is. EQ says, let's fucking go. J Ram checks in with, I'm jacking off to the score right now. By the way, how much did you hear tonight? Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap. And then you got into immediately. My God, is that the only shit that we play? Can we please get a real organist up in our stadium? If I'm going to be jealous about one thing, the Dodgers have a kick-ass organist. We need an organist at our stadium because I'm tired of watching the game, trying to get into the game, and all I hear is, well, where'd it go? That's not it. No, I had a brain fart right there, or actually my computer did. Also, Dodgers, oh no, what happened? Kudos to Logan O'Hoppe tonight. Dude can taking his lumps, came through tonight. Why is it moving like that? I don't like how it's moving like that. See, all of a sudden the screen is going crazy when I go to the comments. That could be an issue. Hold on a second here. Let me try to fix this because I don't want to keep getting. I don't want to keep doing that. That's kind of stupid. I'm moving up here, and then the comment comes on. That's weird. That's never done that before. I think the Dodgers are fucking with my shit. That's what it is. That would be truly crappy if it's going to be the whole way through. Let me get back here to the comments. Dodgers only won. Let's see. Let's see. There we go again. Breaking news. Otani's in a car on the freeway. No, that's the wrong one right there. Halo Homie says, fuck the displacers and Otani free e-pay. Our Halos got momentum going. You'll never know what can happen. We'll see what happens right there. Angel's grandma says we knocked the Dodgers out of first place. Also, $4.50 beer says one of the most fun seasons in memory. The youth is proving themselves. Go for it this season, Arturo. Yes, I hope it's the case moving forward right there. Let's see. Hold on. Let me try to get this out of the way. Shoot. I got class. Dude, it is messing up like crazy. Give me a second here, man. What the fuck is going on? Let's see if that works right there. No, it's probably the wrong thing because I'm trying to fix this damn comment thing. Yeah, it keeps moving me all over the place. It's never done this before. Fucking Dodgers. I blame the Dodgers for this one. I totally blame the Dodgers for this one. Let's see. Just try it one more time. I'm screwing with the stuff as we speak. So this is great. This is great radio or great whatever the hell it is streaming. Let me go back here. It's going to keep doing that. I think Gavin's parents are allowing him to stay up an extra 5 minutes and invite the Halo brothers for a sleepover, sharing the same bed with a creepy one and spritzing all night. I don't want to know about all that stuff. Also, a salute right there. Richard says Shauna Will would have would have got that hit with Tedesco at second base, but he chose to steal third. That was a terrible play. But man, oh man, Steve Lee's throwing out the foot emojis. Also, we need a miracle to make the postseason, Chatter says. Also, Kay Armarillo says Trout is becoming a burden in the lineup, batting third, maybe dropping him to fifth. We've been trying to do that all season. LV says, out of here. Great team win there for Chatters. Neto is the heartbeat of this team. That's for damn sure. Also, what happened to the Doyers tonight? Frost Blaze says, so nice to see the bandwagon Brooklyn fans leave our stadium 0-6. The real California teams are the Angels and the Padres. Also, I love the outfield right now. Josh says, knock the Dodgers out of first place. You also have, dude, why does it keep putting me up there? That is really weird. I'm just going to leave. Let's see. Does it jump there? No, I disappear with a comment. The hell is going on out here? That deserves a goddamn what is it called? Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
I don't know. The screen is drunk. It's going all over the place. I'm getting dizzy with the screen. I might just have to read these without popping up the comments. I'm sorry. Until I figured out. Dodgers bullpen is going to be the downfall of the team. Stoked that we got one or two maybe starters before we can contend. I think the Dodger hacker named Nightcrawler is messing with your stream. Maybe. Padres are definitely sweeping the Dodgers. How come Taylor Ward doesn't get more love here? He's number 2 in the RBI. Drama, I don't give him much credit because his lazy base running, his lazy outfielding, he's terrible. If he was just a DH, I would give him a lot more love. Plus, he strikes out a lot, but I will give him his love in this series. He did not strike out a lot, and he was able to work a lot of walks, which we're not used to seeing. So, dude, I love the way he played in this one. Isaiah says, "Are we back? Calling it now. The Angels will be World Series champs in 2027. That's if we have a season." Also, I saw on TV, Ohapi is getting the signs from the coach, so that's not on Logan, Angels fan den. Wow. Well, somehow, some way, they're getting crossed up big time. So we hope that changes. Padres have a 10 times better roster after the deadline and winning 82% of their games. Well, let's see what happens. Production Nonchalant is calling for a 20-game win streak. What time is the Anaheim parade? Mike C wants to know with a Raider logo. So that means he's a Dodger fan. I think it's going to be, we're going to wait till Saturday. Also from a Dodgers fan, good game, Halos. Respect to you, Rays cards. Also get Laureano going deep on this team after seeing how the Dodgers played. Padres fan right there. Thoughts on Trout's struggles? Well, Trout needs to get his ass together and he needs to start playing a lot better. He is not catching up to any one of these pitchers that are pitching fastballs, and he's not catching them, and it sucks. So I'm hoping that that we're able to that he's able to catch up to these fastballs and be a lot better. So I'm not even going to click on the comments right now. Boo Bear's mommy throws in a super sticker. So does Mo. Both Artie and Otani can be a piece of shit. They're not mutually exclusive. So I'm trying to catch up on these comments. So I'm sorry right here. I had to go back because the comment thing was all messed up. Dodgers fans act like they didn't win a World Series in a 60-game season. Shut the fuck up. You got swept 6 games. Halo Homie says, watch your back in the parking lot, Halo fans. Dodgers fans are notorious losers. Be careful. Man, the comments are coming in very, very, very spicy tonight. So I like it. See, this is why everyone says, okay, I don't like the Dodgers aren't our rivals, yada, yada, yada. But I will say this. They are regional rivals. The fans are more, and the players play off of it. So we may not have met up in the playoffs. We've played each other when we've both been in first place. These games do matter, like this series did matter. The Dodgers absolutely need to stave off the Padres, and they couldn't do it. We freaking swept them, and the Padres won. Alfonso says the Padres owe us lunch. Do you think Trout can catch back up? This is why I think, Jay. I think he can catch back up, but he needs to drop the weight and drop his shoulders and choke up on the bat a little bit more, try to go to right field a little bit more to catch up, because right now when he's pulling the ball, he's late. So that's why you see him when he's trying to pull the ball and he's fouling it into the upper deck, the 400s and the 500s on the first base side, you could tell he's super late on that fastball. For him to be really good timing on his fastballs, he needs to be pulling them obviously down the line or into center field, and he hasn't done that in a long time. Good sweep, bro. Y'all didn't have to try so hard against us. Who's your favorite person on Halo's Twitter? Aaron wants to know. Like I said, we only have I would have to say the Angels suck because he's my good friend over there. That's a parody account. But I like a few guys like I used to like Swilly. I think Swilly's all right, but she went to John Boy. And then Halo Tease is cool, and anything that our boy Talking Halos does, over there, I like those guys. Good shit, Angels. There you go. Artie's going to be 79 tomorrow. Hell yeah, have fun. We run the 5 series right there. Also, Logan Game calling needs some work still, but definitely he will get it by next season. I hope so. I really, really hope so, because he's a key cog in this team being successful next year. Daniel Burrito says, I already read that one right there. Let me get back over here. I have 2 depositions tomorrow, and I'm drunk as fuck. I hate the Doyers. There you go, Mo. Let's fucking go. Don Hammond says we cooked those bums this year. Also, Tony C checking in with the home plate umpire was horrible tonight. The Dodgers did not get a hit after the 4th inning. Go Padres. Screw the Dodgers. Smack the like and share button. Go Angels. Todd, great show as always. Look, I respect every one of you guys. You guys can really help us out here too by subscribing over here on YouTube or sharing us over on Twitter or X and over there on TikTok. So we really would appreciate that. We're organic. We're not like Locked On Cox giving a silver spoon. Joshua says, cue the winning streak. Little Wayne says, okay, we have to channel this energy against other teams. Yes, you go from playing one of the best teams in baseball, best organization in baseball, to now playing one of the worst organizations in baseball. Not in playoff contention and played like this gonna get y'all to the playoffs because we hate you guys. We hate the Dodgers. And you guys hate us, but you're too proud to admit it. Just admit it and just say, hey, we hate you fuckers, and we'll play you next year. And you know what we'll do? We'll fist bump you and said, see you next year. And we won't tell you good luck in the playoffs. We'll say, fuck the Dodgers, go Padres. Because that's what rivals do. And that's what we're going to do. Angels Fan Dan says, dude, can't figure out this is Dan Rios. I know it's you, bro. I know it's you. Trev says, we don't care about the Angels. You should. You should, because we swept your ass again and you're in second place. Maybe if you cared. Chris says, why don't you guys like Locked On Halos, guys? I already explained it, man. I talked about it last night. I don't want to get into that again. We have just put it to you this way. We have tons of reasons not to like those guys, and they've given us those reasons. Also, let's go Angels, baby. There you go. Got to see the ump scorecard tomorrow. If you've been a Dodger fan for 15 plus years, there's 2 things we don't care about: Angels and Padres. You keep telling yourself that, Trev. You keep telling yourself, because you guys wouldn't feel so entitled to try to take over the stadium. Your brethren wouldn't be TikToking and doing all the social media shit and saying, oh my God, look at, we're taking over their stadium. Look at us Dodger fans eating a hot dog the long way. Look at, we're sharing this long foot long. Look at the Dodgers. Oh my God, we're the world champions. We're coming into a stadium and a team we don't care about because we don't care about them. We're going to spend 3 times the amount of money that Angel fans do because we don't care about them. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You know you give a shit. And that's why you want to beat us just as much as we want to beat you. But again, you're too proud to admit it. And see, I'm not. Because again, like I said last night, I hate Boston. I hate New York. I hate Houston. Really don't care about the Mariners as much, a little bit. Really don't care about Oakland or Texas. But I hate those major 3 teams. But you know which team I flip off out of those 3? None of them. I only flip off the Dodgers because fuck them. That's why. That's why. And that's called a regional rivalry. That's called, I don't like my neighbor to the north. Fuck them. So that's why. And you guys are the same way. Again, we got to make an Anaheim takeover. Let's post about it. Oh, we got to get our groups together. We got to go to Anaheim. Why do you got to go to Anaheim? Why? Because you got to make a statement. It's like, hey, we got to rub it in their face because you don't like us. Hello? If you didn't care, if you didn't give a shit, why are you going out of your way to give a shit and to care? Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but you're getting my worst side tonight because fuck you. Fuck the Dodgers. It's all about the Angels, baby. And we'll be there when you guys choke in the postseason, because you guys are the new Atlanta Braves from the 90s, because everybody knows that ring pop didn't count. Fuck that. And that's why you guys were so hell-bent on winning last year, because you had to win, because you didn't have a parade. You didn't have any kind of shit. You won 60 games in a season. All this COVID season should have been canceled. That's the only reason. And you choked every other year in 162. The moniker was you couldn't do it in 162. And you finally did. And there's nothing we could say about it. You guys are the champs. You won that ring. Fine. You can't claim that one in 2020. So again, you got that chip, but that may be the only chip that you get, especially when that strike happens and you guys can't buy the entire league. I'm just waiting for that. So we got one more year of your bullshit and outside of this one as well. And then hopefully Manfred grows a pair and forces you guys to fucking play by the rules. Sorry, I had to rant. Robert says, could this team show up every game? No, it can't. Free e-pay. Demetrio says, crazy how you could literally see Ohtani flaming out after 50 pitches. Camfrey checks in. Trout's at bats tonight, especially against Ohtani. We're fucking pathetic. It reminded me a lot of the World Baseball Classic. Dodgers made Ohtani into a villain. Skull Kid says, let's go Angels, Cardinals, and Padres. Also, my friend Jesus says, light that baby up, Todd Fox. Back-to-back Freeway Series sweeps. Strange says, hey, Doyer fans, you can leave the big A with a big bag of these fucking nuts. Yes, you can.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
And here is one of the most played out things ever. Teams show up to play the Dodgers. Dodgers show up in October and lose for the most part. So again, you guys got beat by most teams in the postseason that I've seen. I bet you can't name anybody from the 80s, anybody from the 90s, because you're only like a bandwagoners. Tyler says, when's the next Angels chip coming? When we get a new owner. So again, we're on the waiting list. But see, again, Vic says, relax. You still have a bad owner. You ain't going to win no championships in your lifetime. How old are you, Vic? How old are you? It took me 20 years to win a World Series. We got a World Series. All I know is I'm undefeated. And the Dodgers have lost more than they've won. Look it up. Oh, because that's how you got to do it. You don't know your history. Most Dodger fans don't know their history. So, again, it is what it is. Dodger fans are extra butthurt tonight. They have preparation H for that. You can always apply that to your butthole and feel a lot better in the morning. Because right now, you guys you can't be sitting down right. You have to be like one cheek up right now, maybe two. You have to have like an extra padding there, maybe one of those like airplane pillows. You have to have that firmly around the back of your thighs and your buttocks, because you can't take losing to the Angels. It's the same complex the Lakers have. Think about it. Lakers are the same way with the Clippers. And I hate the NBA. But boy, they really get really butthurt when they lose to the Clippers. And they really get butthurt if the Clippers have any success. Because what do? They go, rings, baby, rings. But they don't live in the now. And see, the Dodgers can live in the now because they're the champs. You have to give the devil its due. If the Dodgers were like every other season and they didn't have a fucking title, they seriously would be just like, okay, now what have you done for me lately? You know, they don't have but they're the current champs, and they could say, oh, we're the champs. How long did it take you to get that chip? How long? I'm just saying, 87 to 88, all the way to last year to actually win a legitimate title. Congratulations. Aaron says, why do I hate the NBA? Do you not watch the NBA? The NBA sucks. 63 pointers in a game, no defense. There's no creative plays. A bunch of divas getting paid way too much money. Throwing out fans. I mean, that's not my NBA I grew up watching. Fuck that. Kobe's era was the the last great era of NBA basketball. Clippers make the playoffs every single year. Angels don't know what the playoffs are. That's so hilarious, Trev. We had a good streak of almost a decade of making the playoffs. So again, it hasn't been in a decade since we made the playoffs, but you guys are supposed to be so great. So why do you care? Why are you in an Angels platform talking shit with me? Because you care. You're proving it right here. So you just want to take shots, and I'll give you credit for being in here for talking shit after getting swept twice. That's kind of ballsy. So I'll give you that right there. Clippers also don't have a ring. Aaron, we have a ring. So there's that. Angels can admit we are sad when our Dodgers can't take a loss. They can't take a loss. It's hilarious. Also, all these Doyer fans in here talking about showing up in October, but they're behind their phone crying. Wait till they go to work. Francisco Garcia says, love how the Doyer fans in my life have been missing for the last 3 years. Did anyone notice Freddie Freeman? Yes, we did see that right there. Josh Castillo says Ward had a huge series, big series for the Angels. Patel says Dodgers have a kick-ass everything except win against the Angels this year. Amen to that. Patrick Carrillo says that's one thing about Dodger Stadium does right to embrace the era of the stadium in the form, and they also embrace their old players. That's what the Angels don't do either. They don't have bobbleheads of their old players. They don't respect their own players. Why the fuck is not my favorite player of all time, Vladimir Guerrero, his number not retired? I mean, they could still have Trout wearing 27. Just retire his as well. There's several players who have had they've had 2 numbers retired, the same number. Why not do that? I just don't understand that. Alfonso says, Petra on the white man, Jim Rome's bitch, Buck, both of those idiots. Can't stand those guys. Also, Billy says, what the fuck do we do with Zephyr John? They always bring him in with runners in scoring position. He can't hit the strike zone to save his life. Yes, I know that right there. Also, Jim Abbott is our organist. That's messed up, Mo. That's messed up. Mario says he's fat. Who's fat?
This fat son of a bitch is going to try us all out.
Calm down, okay?
Right. He's fat.
Also, every time I think about Rendon, shit pisses me off. Biggest waste of money in history. He's the worst contract of all time. Aaron says, yeah, I don't understand it. While we have this players on the inside of the stadium walls, the cherry on the top would be if the Doyers don't even make it to the wild card. That would be the cherry on top. Also, I know, right? They don't even retire Tim Salmon's number. Tim Salmon none of these players should be wearing Garrett Anderson's number, Tim Salmon's number. Ohtani had 17, but he's not going to be retired as an Angel. At least I hope he's not. Darren Erstad's number should be retired. Frankie Rodriguez's number should be retired, at least in the Angels Hall of Fame. I mean, those guys were all-time greats, dude. Why they're not retired, I don't know. I mean, I don't understand it. You think Dodger fans work? Didn't realize Dodger fans were so soft. They are, dude. They really, really are. Wait a minute. Trev says I'm a Dodgers, Clippers, Ducks, Seahawks fan. Okay. Here's my thing right here, Trev. I don't like your Dodgers and Clippers take. I'm a fan of the Ducks. And by God, why are you a Seahawks fan? That's my team. That's my fucking team. That's my team. Look at that. Look at that. That's my team. How the hell are you a Seahawks fan and a Dodgers fan? That's sacrilegious. I'm going to take your Seahawks fandom away. That's not fair. I don't agree with that. Also, let me go back down here. We killing the A's? I don't know, man. They might get us back right there. I grew up watching them. Miss those days. I do too. Is no one talking about Mac? Who's your college team? Drama wants to know. I was in the Mid-South for a little bit, so I made my way over to the Death Valley Stadium. So I kind of like Clemson before they became Clemson. So I kind of liked them when they were, I thought, man, they have really cool jerseys, orange and all that stuff, and kind of like them right there. But I don't really have a college team. I follow college football, but yeah. Rally Chris says, geez, I pressed it again. Rally Chris says it's probably Gavin and his yummy tasting nut with his computer. Also, Herman says we have a 0.6 chance of making the playoffs to a 1.3% chance. Let's fucking go. Playoffs, baby. Todd's screen is bipolar as I am. Daniel Brio says Q Lombardi with his screen. Yeah, it keeps switching up. What the hell's going on out here? Also, good breakdown, Todd. I believe O'Hoppy will work on things in the offseason. If the Angels organization was run better, I'd have complete confidence in them to clean up his defense. I can't ignore his makeup, though. By winning, Saucy says, yes, we're winning here and we're winning there.
And by winning, I win here and I win there. Now what?
Exactly. Also, let me get back over here. Your sound is soft and loud too. Well, thank you. That's probably my voice. Andrew Rivas says, light that baby up. Fuck the Dodgers. Thank you, Tendencio, for making that catch. I don't think Joe would have made it. He wouldn't have, and that would have made the game 7-4. Also, Taylor Ward is the definition of inconsistent. He had a tortoise speed and either strikes out or hits home runs. No in between. Andrew Rivas says, why can't we play like this all the time? How do you lose a series to the White Sox but sweep the Dodgers? Landon says, I can smell a 42-game winning streak going. Mateo says, hey, Todd, you forgot the spritz. I'll end it with a spritz. How about that? Because we're already like way behind. I'm trying to catch up right now. Shout out to Ward for taking us that snake deep. Also, Todd, can you extend Neto already? They cannot let this guy get even close to free agent. That's the thing, too. You got to lock him up with a nice 6 to 8, 8-year deal. Also, have the Angels found a center fielder? Tails seems legit. Right now, they're riding him hard right now. And again, we did that with Kyron Paris, so we don't want him to flame out. JG says, what a great game. David says, yo. Also, I choose the Dodgers in 2008 when the Angels were the better team when I was in kindergarten. Well, respect there. You picked them early. I'm an Angels, Lakers, Rams, Ducks fan. Okay, Aaron, I'm with you except with the Rams. Also, happy for you guys, Dodgers fan, that enjoyed your content for a while now. Thank you, Justin. I really appreciate that. I'm starting to believe I hate this. Also, the Angels won a World Series, man. Wow, yes, they did. Seahawks are winning the division. This will mark my words. Milroe will be in the red zone. Truth. I do love the Milroe and Darno and the Seahawks. We'll talk football. Believe me, we'll have football on our YouTube channel and on TikTok. So look for football this year as well. And I do want Neto to be extended, but at what cost? If it's like a 4 to 5 year deal, 180, I'm right there. Mario says, best series of the year for the Halos. Hell yeah. Shouldn't we call the Dodgers the real name, the Bridegrooms? They sure play like it. Dodger fans make no sense. They are like, fuck the Giants, fuck the Bay Area. When football season rolls around, fuck LA and fuck the Niner fans. Balls, and a season sweep, baby, from our boy, Mr. James.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Season sweep, baby. Wait, are there Dodger fans in here? They let them have access to YouTube for their prison cell. Damn, Dan, were the shots. How many Dodger fans spent their child support on these tickets? Damn. Saucy says Hendricks had me fuming for a minute. What a crazy series. Also, Vote for Bond says we need a Freeway Series trophy like San Diego. Demetrio says the team lingering around 500 reminds me of the 2000 team. They had a similar year, but a much better offense. Also, Kendrick's pitches like a Sunday leaguer need to be replaced. Run me them 6 Deos, baby. I'll get those as well. Fuck Dodger fans. Dan Rio says Todd O'Hoppy hit that 103 mile per hour fastball fairly easy. I know it's not ever see 100 plus in the minors. Scary. No, I didn't. I saw a 98 mile per hour fastball. That was the fastest I saw. Baldwin says Swilly went to the evil empire. Man, I'm way behind on this. Kelly Jansen said he had to believe in them. 5 games back is no problem. What do you think, Todd? I think that's the right coach speak, but I don't think it's realistic. There's too many teams to jump. Dodgers are wannabe evil empire like the Yankees. Sacktown equals Homerland. Yeah, look for a lot of homers right there. What's your favorite team? Again, I'll show it again. Seahawks, baby. Also, the Rams are going to destroy the shit out. I'll see you at the game if you go. I'll be there. I already got my tickets. Let's see. Oh my God, this feels extremely satisfying. Are you going to the Angels parade? Yes. You can come as well. Good call by Perry for Bryce. These are the same people who are Niners fans and rep San Francisco. Let's see. Also, what do you do for work? Drama Queen wants to know. That seems very personal, but I'm a truck driver. Um, Former minor league player, but truck driver. Madero stays in the rotation and pitches again on Monday. I love that for the Angels. I do too. I love how Kenley has a fire under his ass every time he comes in to close out his old team, J Dog says. Also, Papa, I think there were some spiders in the Dodger dugout. Tony C says Angels will have to go 27-16. That is almost impossible. Angels actually won 7 in a row last year. 7 won 4 tickets in Max Market Pros. If you want to get your website to the next level or small business, go to maxmarketpros.com and hit them up. Tell them Halos and the Infield sent you. They are Google certified to get your name, your company to the top of the list. Also, go to 714 Tickets. If you didn't purchase tickets to the game tonight, you should. For any other event you want to go to, it's almost right there in front of your face. The tickets are the price you see, the price you get, and 10% off by using our code HITI. Also, we need the young core. We have to just get a new owner and a manager. I thought Shonawell was going to dive into the dugout. Just tell Jansen we're playing the Dodgers every night. Yes. Who feels sorry for the Dodgers? Absolutely nobody. Why should we feel sorry for them?
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
That's about the extent of how sorry I am. Go Padres, Baldwin says. Also, Doyers fans need to get their shit together, just like their team needs to, because they're playing crappy.
Well, then get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
Skull Kid says Dodgers made Ohtani into a bad guy. Silent E says Dodger fans wouldn't be the Angels in an Angels postgame show if they didn't care. Lodgers back to their shithole of a city. Not Connor Brogdon. Alfonso says can't stand the blue, Doyers or the Lambs. Go Halos and Niners. Tamir 20 says Dodger fans are hypocrites. What's Roger Lodge saying? Hey guys, I have my show in reruns of Blind Date. I wish I could have had a blind date with John Stamos. John Stamos is one of the prettiest men out there. Tune in to AM 830 where we'll talk WNBA, we'll talk college football, and we'll talk about the Lakers if they could get back to the finals with LeBron. And we might sprinkle in a little bit of Angels on the Angels Baseball Network. Let's see. I hate the Dodgers and Astros. Mo says, hey, Dodger fans, isn't it nice getting out of the stadium in less than 3 hours? I think they'll agree with you on that. Patrick says where we were at where the Dodgers were with Frank McCourt when he owned the team. Oh, wait, he didn't show up either because we had horrible owners at the time. Didn't the Dodgers invite the anti-Catholics? They sure did. Little Wayne says a lot of sad female Dodger tortas fans in the last 3 games. Johnny B. Good says the Dodger fans are like USC fans. They don't want to admit that UCLA is our main rival. They always want to say it's Notre Dame. It's true. Herman says Ohtani had money over on the 2.5 ERA. I just saw the Dodger account on the gram, and he's crying like a wimp, that Dodger man. Yeah, I already messaged that jerk as well. Dodgers only World Series legit was 2024. Also, do Dodgers fans want Lima time back to stop the losing streak? I don't even think they know who that is. The late, great Jose Lima. What the hell's going on out here? That guy died way too early, too. Also, Andrew Revoth, there we go again. Andrew Revoth says, I should have played I Love LA after leaving the stadium. Silent E says, play the Dodgers every team's a World Series, huh? Well, guess what? We just swept that World Series team. Thanks for rubbing it in. My bad. Dodgers fans sitting on inflatable donuts. Go Sixers, Clippers, and F the Lakers, aka Fakers, Trout says. Blood Moon says 36 years. Fisting the North Star says some people would think there's rain, but it's actually Cholo tears. MLA says, what the fuck? You can't see my messages? That's bullshit. I can't see them. I'd never brag if the Angels were under 500. That's bad. That's bad in the World Series. Dodgers are 8-14. Laugh my ass off. True. Also, Dodger fans are saying we ain't making the playoffs, but even if we don't, you're still getting swept. Yeah. Dodgers spend $500 million on a roster for what? This host scared to read that Angels haven't got a ring since 2022 or 2002. How am I scared? That is our only ring. Like, seriously. And I mean, it took you guys like almost 40 years to get a legitimate ring. So, Roger Lodge is never talking about the Angels. They swear he always brings up LeBron. He does, because that's what he does all the time. He's a terrible, terrible ass, what do you call it? Commentator. Hate Gooby glazing Otani. Yeah, they were goobing all over there. They're spritzing everywhere. Dodger fans are saying we ain't. Oh, I read that one right there. Tortas can lose weight on their walk back to LA. What's your favorite adult cartoon? I would have to say Family Guy, maybe Family Guy. I did like a regular show too. This is our World Series. Let's see, how long has it been for y'all? Oh wait, yeah, it's been 2002. I mean, do we hide it over here? No. Do you guys hide it? You guys choke. You guys should have had literally 5 World Series wins, yet you lose every year except last year, and 2020 didn't count. So, okay, you still have more losses in the World Series than you do have wins. So for a franchise that is so historic, Cardinals have more rings, other teams have more rings. Yankees have dwarfed you guys. So again, that's all well and good. You could pick on a team that has had literally bad ownership from day one, or they've had bad experiences, they've had bad luck. The Dodgers have had wonderful help from the league. They've had great ownership throughout their history, except Frank McCourt. They've always had money. They've always had they're the wannabe Lakers. And they are in the best, one of the best markets out there. They're the only Los Angeles team. Dodger fans are also ignorant because they think we voted for the name change. That had nothing to do with fans. The fans overwhelmingly hate the fact that we're called Los Angeles. We would easily take California. We'd easily take Anaheim. We want Anaheim. Hell, if you called us the OC Angels, I think we would take that over Los Angeles. We don't want that kind of LA versus LA. That's stupid. I'd rather have Anaheim versus Los Angeles the way it should be. But again, until we lose our owner, which be thankful, Dodger fans, you only had McCourt for less than a decade. We've had to put up with this bullshit owner for over 20 years. So, hey, it is what it is. When C either sells or croaks, man, it's on. We're going to come for that Dodger ass in the postseason, too. Let's see. Also, if the Dodgers burn out this year, Manfred may have to call Taylor Swift to suddenly fall in love with Otani. David says, Todd, if the Angels are by some miracle 3 games out of the wild card when the roster expand, do you trade for some starting pitching? Well, it'd be very hard to trade, but you'd have to explore all avenues. eBay says, I got interviewed by a Japanese TV station out by the helmets. They wanted me to say how much I still love Otani, but I told them that I really feel about Otani. That girl sucks my yummy tasting nuts. Love it.
On everybody, my name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I think it paid off for him because you really got your point across right there, eBay. Good looking out, man. That's what we got to do. Man, we got a lot of fucking comments. We also I'll take Disney Angels. I'm right there with you right there. Shit, I'd take SoCal. SoCal Angels is good. Watch Rendon come back when we want to make the playoffs. JG says 1988 and 2024 wins for the Dodgers were legit. I'll agree right there. Angels beat Bonds, one of the best hitters of all time. Exactly. Also, if the Angels won it in 2020, would it make it count though? No. I never thought that season. And if you remember, the Angels only missed the playoffs because you guys knocked us out. If you think about it, 2020, which nobody remembers except idiots like me, we got knocked out by the Dodgers. We actually had a chance to make the playoffs in the 2020 season, and we got knocked out. So, and because that was one of the teams that we played last. So you guys had that on us, but You guys are such fake fans. You guys can literally bring that up and you don't. I never get that rubbed in any of my friends' faces. Not mine, because I don't like things rubbed in my face. But point being is that the Dodgers don't remember because they weren't fans back then. And we're talking like not even 5 years ago. So it's true. You guys can easily use that chip. And I probably gave some Dodger fans some ammunition, but you could easily use that chip and you don't because you don't remember because you're on the bandwagon. How many years before Mookie and Freeman get too old to compete with them contracts? That's true. I hate Dodger fans more than the actual Dodger team. Angel fans are loyal. Dodger fans are bandwagoners. The entire city of Los Angeles are consisted of fake professional sports fans. Angels fans should like riot or rally at the stadium to say sell the team. We've tried that, and we tried that with Locked On. That didn't work. Also, Matt says, "Nah, I've been here since Milton Bradley Dodger days. I'm glazing now." Well, see, long as there's some real fans like yourself, because I remember Milton Bradley. That guy was a hothead. Had one of the biggest, what is it called? Biggest tempers I've ever seen. $1 billion team lost to a minor league team. See, we're not afraid to call a spade on this channel. Angel says Gooby and Wayne were all of a sudden okay with a bunt today. Yeah, it's magical how that works, right? Blood Moon says, why isn't Salmon, Anderson, and Chuck Finley not retired? I don't know. Chuck Finley should be too. He's probably next to Nolan Ryan, one of the best Angels pitchers of all time. Same thing Patrick Carrillo says. Johnny B. Good says, I wonder how many Dodger fans are going to show up for the garbage gear when they play other teams. Like we're supposed to bow down to them and not make fun of them. Nice to see a bunch of Dodger fans learning Angel baseball history. That was cool right there. Vladimir Guerrero, number 27, should be respected and retired. Absolutely. Also, I'm just skimming through to see if I can catch up on these comments. All I need to say is the Angels better not ruin Neto's talent. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Artie's dementia ass needs to sell, man. Great series, but shit needs to change. If you've been following us, we've been talking about it, and we want it to happen. And again, his comeuppance might come here in October and November. So again, freaking look out for that stuff to happen. Sometimes also I'm an Angels, Niners, Earthquakes, and Warriors fans, not into hockey. Let's see. Also, Todd, can I have a Roger Lodge? I already gave you that one right now. Skimming through right here. Yes, sir. Gave me breaking. Shohei bets on overseas table tennis is a torta pounder. The Angels suck. $4.99. Thank you so much right there. Also, today was a good day. Angels swept the Smurfs, and earlier Paris Saint-Germain came back to win in penalty shots versus Tottenham. So that's apparently soccer. Rams, Angels, Clippers, and Ducks are my team. Also, you think Kyron Paris comes back? Yes. We have to keep this core together, B-Train says. Dodger fans are such bad sports, can't accept the fact that they just lost a game fair and square. That did not, they didn't get more hits than when they needed to. They just straight up lost. That's it. Case closed, Grillmaster says. Silent E says perfect. Neto contract is 6 years, $100 million, about $17 million per year. I think he would take that at a fair price. Yes. Also, what's Trent Rush saying? I'll get to that in a minute. Boo Bear's mommy says Shotani is all upset. I'm like, oh no, what happened? Thank you there for the super sticker as well.
Oh no, what happened? Oh no, how terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no.
I don't know, says, who do you think the September call-ups will be? I think it'll be Paris, Lugo, and you'll probably see Rada as well. Let's see. Shonawell needs to be extended as well. I wish he could run a lot faster, but not really. A lot of Dodger fans are casuals. They probably don't even know who Andre Ethier is. They probably don't. They probably don't know, what's the other guy? Paul Aduca, Darren Dryford. They probably don't remember what is the other dog? Todd Zill, Eric Karros. What's some of those other pitchers that they had? Eric Gagne. They've had quite a few good players over the years. Absolutely. Dodgers have had all kinds of good players. Bryce Tendencio, an extension. No. At Los Angeles, finally, a normal Dodger fan that does not brag about a ring when they lose. There you go. And then right following it up is Raid. X-Raid says, Mike Trout will never get a ring. Archangel says, I just got back from trolling Dodger Nation's live podcast. I should be viral by tomorrow. Jose Lima also played for the Indians and AKA Guardians. Billy says, Josh, he's batting 190. Leave it to Tendonzio, or however Todd says, Tendonzio. Silent East says, funny how Wayne and Gooby went from crapping on the bunt last night to calling one for tonight. Yeah, that was hilarious. Giants won the World Series, won 3 World Series than the Dodgers. That's true. Skull Kid says Cardinals 11, Dodgers 7. That is World Series. Yankees 27, Dodgers 7. Brandon Castro says, let's go Angels. Hey, Todd, do you think this is a good building block for the future playoff chances this year and in the following years? Yes, but you have to get a couple veteran pitchers from free agency to give the time to the kids in the minor leagues. If you don't do that, you're going to have a repeat of this year where we just don't have enough pitching and have a young core still maturating, but the pitching's behind them. We need the pitching to catch up. So, yes, they can work on getting better. San Francisco has more rings. A's 9, Dodgers 7, Giants 8, Dodgers 7, Red Sox 9, Dodgers 7. Josh Castillo says Dodgers play in front of fans in Texas in the NLCS in 2020. Fake ring. Silence E says, I watch the news every day, eBay, so I better see that shit talk. Chances are it's edited, but I really hope I see it. Him talking to the Japanese fans. I'm so ready for you to play Stukas, but the sweep serves it again. I'll get to that in a minute. Chuck Finley is okay. He had a hot ass wife as consultation. Ice-T's body count says nobody watched the World Series, the Giants World Series performances. More people watched later in 2010, 22, and 14 combined, so the Giants are irrelevant. I don't know. Anytime you win a ring, that kind of makes you relevant. Son Hum Ming says, I am a new LAFC player. Okay. Congratulations. Yesterday, when I went to the game, some Dodger fan told me, why do I have a 2002 trophy pin on my hat? And he was too young to see. Exactly. Matt Kemp right there, Skull Kid brings up. Pedro Martinez used to play for the Dodgers. Chad Billingsley, Growmaster says, Mike Piazza. They did have a lot of players. I used to play for Tottenham. Now I play for LAFC. If you really do, man, that's pretty cool, man. Congratulations. Big 20 says, big fan of you, Todd. Thank you so much, son. Hyung Min, I hope I'm saying that right. Big 20 says, we swept the Dodgers, and oh, yeah. Truce Law says, let's go, Todd. Thank you, Truce. Casual Dodger fans don't know John Eli, Randy Wolf, or Chris Capuano. And the thing is about Chris Capuano and Randy Wolf, they sucked where they were. The Dodgers got a hold of them. Rich Honeycutt, their pitching coach before Mark Pryor, and was really, really good. Probably one of the best pitching coaches of all time. He would take shit pitchers like Chris Capuano, who would have like a 6 ERA in Milwaukee, and just turn him into like a serious kick-ass veteran left-handed pitcher. Dodgers fans don't pay their bets. True says, I took this chick, Chloe, to game 1 of the series, took a dub and got some nice action after the game. And now we get the sweep. Best week for real. You better follow that sweep up, my man. But good on you right there. Light that baby up. Also, when did Magic Johnson sell the team to the Angels? Dodgers fans don't know who Jerry Sands is. Also, we should go after like Bregman and a pitcher. We got to go after pitchers. And I would like to see them maybe give Renifo 1 more year if we can't find a third baseman. Spoke with a guy on a flight, and he works for the MLB, and said that Chase Shores praised by schemes. Also, if Artie always allows Neto to walk away a free agent, it will be the biggest mistake. It would be, because he's El Capitan. Angel Fandon says Todd Fox for GM. 2 years, why don't we pursue Evaldi? He wanted to be here. Well, he wanted to be here. You also had Shane Bieber. John Ryan for the Twins is a guy that I would give a shot to. John Ryan's is legit. And we had a chance to get Beltre back in the day. Good call right there, Matt. Beltre was the Dodgers let him go, but the Angels had a shot with him in free agency, and the Rangers outbid stupid ass Artie. Also, yeah, and dude, Beltre was a badass mother. You know, he was really good. Let's see. Also, let's fucking go. Rafa says Padres up. Let's go Halos. Hey, let's go Padres, man. Also, Junior Campero. Yeah. Also, is Renifo a free agent after this year? Yes, he is. I don't know if he's arbitration eligible. I don't think he is. Drama Queen says Elaine's has said favorite team to play for are Angelina. We are his favorite team, or Skeens. Dude, I don't know, man. Skeens would take the entire farm system and Neto. So yeah. Would you give Urias a shot? Hell no. He beat a woman. Anytime you beat a woman, no, you're not my guy. I don't care how good you are. And I used to not, I look, and again, I don't like taking personal shots at people, especially their deficiencies. But once he beat his girlfriend on camera, and he busted a Ray Rice, who another guy I don't have respect for. A lot of these guys I don't have respect for that do that. Yeah, I called him Cyclops. He's an X-Men. I I don't like that bastard. If he wants to play for Team Mexico, if they allow that, fine. I don't see, if you're not going to let Bauer in again. I don't agree with him hitting a woman, whether it was consensual or not. He was proven innocent for whatever reason. I still don't want him here, and I don't want Urias here. So if any other team wants to take that heat from the fandom and feminists, as they should, go for it. But I don't want them here. I don't care how good they are. I rather have good pitchers. So no, no, I am not taking that shot on those guys. User 69 says at least Artie got Hideki Matsui and Vernon Wells. Vernon Wells sucked. Hideki Matsui was good. That Vernon Wells trade lost us Napoli. Napoli was a hell of a hitter. Padres fans appreciate the sweep. We'll take it from here. JP, go Padres. Go Padres. And I mean that. I mean that. Go Padres. Fuck those Dodgers up like you should have last year. Because we were rooting for you big time. Honeycutt was a good pitcher back in the day, Eric Ward says. Joe Ryan, thank you, EQ. I really want them right there. We need to get rid of Moreno. Absolutely. Let's see. Also, Hiroki Kuroda. Yeah, casual fans don't know who that is either. Steve Yeager. Halo's getting lit, dudes. Don't forget Mickey Hatcher. That's a good one right there, too. Paul Konerkel, school kid. See, us Angel fans are baseball fans. We know a lot of the Dodger players. I bet you we can name other players from other guys as well. Also, so happy we hit off of that Ho Otani. No respect for somebody who forms a super team. Yes, that clap back is coming. Absolutely, JP. Absolutely. Also, can you shout out Aaron Castro? He's a big fan. Aaron Castro, shout out to you, my homie. Big shout out to you. And again, anybody who supports us, anybody who's on here, we love you guys. And to Matt, who's a Dodger fan, taking some heat and posting some facts on here, shout out to you too. Anybody that comes on a opposing team or a rival team's what do you call it, live stream, give them all the props, because I used to be in that position. But I'm just telling you guys, yeah, appreciate every last one of you guys right there, as far as guys and gals coming on here and doing your thing, man. I love it. Juan Encarnacion, former Dodger. I love that. I'm sauced by mean I'm lost. Bro, no way Dodgers last. At least I got my cookies, or lost. Yes, the cookies. If you haven't got, if you're a fan of the Padres or a fan of the Dodgers, you have to get Kathy's cookies. And appreciate you, Matt, right there. Also, Angels should go after Montaka. I have heard about that guy, Corona. So we'll have to see. Where do you stand with others? Where do you stand with others in gambling? I don't like it in sports. I grew up with it not being there. Pete Rose would like it to have been legal when he was doing it. But yeah, not a fan of it. All Tani's gambling. It's weird because there's no proof that's come out yet, but it's so fishy with Ipe being arrested, him not knowing, and this is before he got his. I can understand if Ipe was skimming off the top, but Otani was making $2 million. I think we went over this before when it happened. The most he was making was 22 or 24 million with the Angels, and that was his very last year when they gave him that 1-year extension off the arbitration. And before that, he was making pennies, anywhere from $2 million up to $8 million per year. So yeah, you would notice if large chunks, millions were missing. So I think that was bullshit. And there's actually a report out that they caught him in Vegas. So I don't know how true it is, but it had multiple sources. So we'll see. But he's also in some other stuff right now too. Kathy's cookies were fire. Angels fans, so cool. Glad we came and had a good time. Again, Mikey, if you want good tickets, go to 714 tickets. You can get Dodger tickets there. You can get any kind of tickets, basketball, football. You could put in our code HITI in the apply now and get 10% off. And you could use it as much as you want. Us Asians, I'm Asians, love gambling. Oh, jeez, he's calling them out. Uncle Sam says, I'll cap on them for not knowing the money was disappearing from his account. Yeah, I don't understand that. When Pete Rose and Tony Gwynn was the best hitters of all time, come at me. Las Vegas legend Ipe. Dodgers are the team. Japan, they might sign Mankata to that contract as well. They could. They could. When they said Otani was gambling, I was like, checks out. Jesus says, Todd Fox, do you think the Angels sign another Japanese prospect? They'll be in the mix, but I don't know if they'll get it done. Meaning that video you upload of the recaps of the game, but if you can do one for this series, for this one. Yes, EQ, I've been doing them. If you checked on them, I've done them the other nights. If you haven't seen them over there on Twitter, on X, and over here, we've been doing a lot of those recaps, and I'm going to have another nice one to do tonight. So I will post that one here as soon as I get off of here. Kevin Brown, Omar Dahl. God damn, I haven't heard that name in a long time, Grillmaster. Randy Cox says, has hell frozen over? Yes, it has, with the Angels sweeping again. Ishmael Valdez. Correct me if I'm wrong, Grillmaster. Was Valdez, he was an Angel as well, but didn't he get caught smuggling drugs? I could swore he was one of the players, a baseball player that was smuggling for one of the cartels. J-Dog says, if we're not making the playoffs, at least we could say we swept the Dodgers twice. Also, do you remember Rafael Furcal? Yes, that guy was scary good. Joshua says, thank you, Halos, from a Padres fan. We're loving the Padres fans showing up here. I would take Bauer in a heartbeat. He was set up by a psychopath. It's been completely proven. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. But it's hard to say, man, because you would take a lot of heat from female fans. So I'm just saying. Let's see. Also curious if you have an all-time favorite Angel. Mine is Torrey Hunter. Mine is Vladimir Guerrero. And I've told the story before, and I'll tell it real quick. We were at a game. My daughters were young, and we were sitting right by the foul pole in right field. They were yelling at him, saying, hi, Vladimir. We love you, Vladimir. They were only like 6 and 5 years old. And he pointed at them a couple times. He caught a fly ball and was going to throw it in for the third out, but he ran over to my daughter and gave it to my oldest. And then he patted her on the cap, and then he pointed at my youngest. And my youngest was happy too, but then she looked at the baseball for my oldest and said, hey, where's my ball? And then she kind of teared up a little bit. He didn't see that. So after they batted, my daughter calmed down. We were watching the game again. He comes out there and not making a beeline to right field. He comes out to my youngest daughter and gives her a baseball. I was already a super fan of this guy. I watched him from the Expos onward. I thought he was going to the Yankees. When he came to the Angels, I was ecstatic. So I was already a super fan of this guy. And we all had our Guerrero jerseys on. And when he came over and gave that ball to my youngest daughter, I mean, that made them lifelong Guerrero. They still talk about him today. They still have, and they told me to get them new jerseys. They didn't want Mike Trout. They didn't want Otani. They didn't want Neto. They wanted a brand new City Connect with Guerrero on the back. So he made lifelong fans that day. And that's my story with him. I loved him. He was such a great ambassador to the game. Such a nice guy. Valdez played a 2001 team. He did. Tony Phillips did it for the Drugs. Also, Jim Thome did play for the Dodgers. Ricky Henderson played for a lot of teams, including the Dodgers. Eric War says, let's go Rams. No, it's not. David Eckstein, my favorite Halos, embodies hustle. Wes Parker, Davey Lopes, and Bill Russell for Richard. Those are good names right there. Learning how to complete a sweep. Now it's got to sweep the A's. Good luck in the playoffs right there. Troy Gloss is my favorite, and he did a lot for my family and brother when we had leukemia. Oh, that's a great story, Adrian. Drama Queen says, classy is the man, hit for power, average, cannon of an arm, and a great smile. Such a great guy. Darren Erstad, my favorite dude of all time. Dude was so tough, and they don't make him like that anymore. That's for sure. Cancel culture is way too strong nowadays. Bauer would be a super bad PR for any team. It's true. Zachary agrees. Um, it just would make for constant, and I mean constant, um, uh, problems like getting into the stadium. There would be all kinds of protesting. Kevin Gross, Earl Hershiser, and Hideo Nomo. Should we double retire 27? As we should, Josh. I think we should do it right now, though, with Guerrero, and then retire Trouts, and have him just grandfather that shit in right now. I agree. No, it's not agree. That's a great story right there. Thank you, J Dog. Alberto Callaspo, JB Shuck, Daryl Strawberry played with the New York Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Doyers. Skull Kid says Angels need to find a third baseman like Troy Glass. Loved watching Vlad play, Randy Cox says. Buddy Brushers, Brandon Harris. Eckstein was a dog. Loved how he played. Angels still believe. Let's go. Is Salmon's retired already? No. His number is not retired, and that's so stupid. Ash says, I don't want Bauer because he's washed. He's struggling in Japan. That's true. I think we're caught up right now. Brian Bolkin says this is Artie, wet dream. Wolfman Jack. I love that name, by the way. If you guys don't know who Wolfman Jack was, one of the greatest DJs of all time. My dad swears by him. He forced me to listen to him when he was on K Earth. Dodgers fans pretended tonight wasn't a big deal. Anthony 714 says 2002. Yeah, 2002 world champs. Now what? I mean, do you really talk shit about a team's World Series championship? I mean, the only one you really can is 2020 for the Dodgers, because everybody knows that didn't count. But if you want to talk about last year, you can't. Yeah, it is long ago. We almost had a chip in 05, 09. We were right there. It didn't happen. Dodger fans, same thing. Dodger fans equals ghetto. Steve Finley, remember that guy. Also, one more shout out thing to all OG Heedy fans. Yes, shout out to all the Heedy OGs, EQ, Mateo, Dan, all the guys. Jesus right there, Rally Monkey. Thank you right there, Jesus. And everybody else. Josh says, are there any numbers you think we should have retired that aren't already? Well, I said Vladimir Guerrero, Tim Salmon, Garrett Anderson, Darren Erstad, Jared Weaver, what do you call it? Frankie Rodriguez. Let's see who else. You could say maybe Eckstein. There's a few other guys, but Chuck Finley, obviously. I know he's in the Angels Hall of Fame, but his number's not retired. I know you can't retire them all, but I think those are guys that, off the top of my head, you could put out there and be like, okay, they're legit. Troy Gloss would be a honorable mention. Lackey as well. Like I said, you can't retire them all, but you can retire a couple of them at least. Also, LA Sheriffs had a pickup and drop off point for the Dodger fans. Thank you there, Lackey, right there. Also, Artie needs to retire like 7 numbers. He does. Let's fucking go. Padres fans here. The Angels are cool with me. Well, you guys are cool with us as well. I hope so. Well, they're long overdue for a championship. We sure are. Big 20. No, not tonight. Well, we will get some calls in soon. I know you've been dying to get some calls in, but when we have a long show, we're already at an hour and a half. So I'm going to end it here because I got to do the Halo Sports Center. And then, you guys can catch up with that. Ran into Adam Kennedy at the stadium. He is a cool guy. Alamo, I hope I said that right. Mike Witt's number should be retired. Angels Live in Dodgers fans' heads and rent-free for no reason, not even in the same division or league. Javier says Padres love the Angels. Hey, I love the Padres. I've never had a problem with them. They're that's a beautiful look. I've been to every ballpark in California and mostly on the West Coast. I've been to everyone, and by far, I think Padres Stadium's the prettiest. I think Giants rivals it in the daytime. At nighttime, it's too fucking cold. But I love myself. I love myself. I love the Dodgers Stadium. Their renovation. They've done a lot of good. I like their bars, but it's way too expensive. They took away the fun from the regular Dodger fan, so they don't have that kind of stuff there like they used to. But I will say, I still say that stadium is Padres Stadium is the best in California, at least. It's gorgeous. Oracle is freezing. It is. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Drama Queen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Matt, even for being on here and being ballsy, taking the heat and giving some love back as well, and some facts. So I love that because I don't like arguing with fans. I really don't. And we usually don't. We usually always like I'm wrong a lot too, and you guys call me out, and I love it. I love having a back and forth conversation because that's what we do if we were at the stadium together. And I'm a season ticket holder, so I'm there most nights. This series kicked my ass. A lot of guys called out at work, and I missed the games. But I will say this: I enjoyed watching it on TV. At least had a great time talking with you guys on social media. And again, if you see me in section 260, right next to the cameraman, come by and say hi. I love talking to Angels fans. I love talking. I've even talked to fans from other teams. So love it, man. Baseball is my heart. I love it. And outside of family, and God, it doesn't come above that, but it's right there. I love it's my passion. I played baseball my entire life, played minor leagues, wished I could have gotten to the show. And now I get to talk with you, and that makes it even sweeter because we can give our experiences, talk baseball, have a good time. And how sweet it will be when the Angels make it back to the postseason. Our day will come, and we will celebrate, and we will have a good time. So with that being said, thank you everybody on the comments. Love it. Keep shouting us out, and we will do the same thing. Javier says Padres and Dodgers games this weekend is going to cost $105 in the nosebleed. Yeah, that's me crazy. Have fun, guys. That's going to be a great series. I think it's 6 out of the next 12 you guys play. So it's going to be great. So yes, baseball is amazing. Everybody have a great rest of your night. As you can tell, I have a hard time saying goodbye because I love you guys. Love the show. We're going to end it with some spritz, baby, because we won. Actually, we're going to end it with the Stukas, then the spritz, and then I'm out of here. Go Angels, baby. We got that spritz.
I love winning, man. I fucking love winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
I fucking love winning.